An Incident of the Civil War at Glasgow, Missouri by S.C. Turnbo. In speaking of the war, Mr. William A. Anson, who was born and reared in Howard County, Missouri, tells the following incident that occurred at Glasgow. He said that while General Price was making his raid through Missouri on October 1864, there were 600 or 700 Union troops fortified on the east side of town, and while being attacked by the Confederate forces under General John B. Clark, the Southern troops tore down the fencing and paling in the town in their preparations for the assault of the Federal works. Now, just before the attack was made, General Clark sent a flag with a message to the commandant of the fort by the bearer of the flag. "You are old homeboys, and I do not want to hurt you," and requested the officer in command to surrender. He refused at the start, but after a little fight the garrison gave up, but not before the Federals had lost 8 or 10 men killed and wounded. One of them was shot through the temples. The ball passed at one side and out the other, but notwithstanding this, he finally recovered. Now, on the following Monday, after the fight occurred, the Confederates burned a government boat loaded with supplies of clothing and provisions for the Union troops. But before it was set on fire, the citizens and boys of the town and country were told to take what they wanted off the boat. Now, a number of the men and boys went on to the boat and took off all they could carry, such as the Federal uniforms and other things that were easily taken away. Now, some of the wiser heads remonstrated and begged the people not to carry off anything that belonged to the boat, not even to touch it, for it would cause serious trouble. My father and we children were at Glasgow while this was going on, and my father instructed us not to touch the least thing on that boat, and we obeyed him. Now, soon after the departure of the Southern troops, the Federal soldiers took possession of the town again, and many of them scattered over the country collecting the goods that were carried off the boat by some of the citizens, and they killed 3 men who they found in possession of some of the uniforms. Now, one of the citizens who was killed was Arthur Brahman, who they met carrying some clothes back to Glasgow that he had carried away. They shot this man on the spot where they met him. The Confederate soldiers who were at Glasgow were well behaved.